Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at some keychain multi-tools. This is a Leatherman micra here and a P4 squirt. I think the P4 squirt's discontinued, but they're still making this, but just with a different typeface there, just a newer typeface and different colors. But yeah, these are kind of good to have around on your keychain or whatever if you're in a pinch. So first up, we can measure them. You can see that the squirt is a little bit smaller than the micra. So yeah, end to end, this is around 63 millimeters. And then here it's 56. So yeah, all in all, pretty small. All right, just give them a quick weigh here. The squirt is 55 grams. And then the micra is 54 grams. So yeah, pretty much the same, despite this one being a little bit bigger. Here's the squirt P4. You can see that it's a little bit more of a rounder shape overall, kind of a little bit smoother, where the micra is more kind of squared off, top and bottom. It does have rounded corners here, but overall more of a squarer profile. And then here's the thickness, 11. Almost 11, almost the same. There it is side by side. Can't really tell too much difference, I think. Especially the bolts, they probably stick out about the same. One thing you'll notice is that all the tools come out on the outside here, so you can kind of open these up and then you can use them without opening the whole thing, where on the micra it's kind of sealed off and you have a little kind of ruler thing here on the end. So yeah, let's crack this open and you can see these are the little pliers that you have. And then on the micra, you got some scissors. You can see here is slightly bigger, so you might get a little bit more leverage, just a little bit handier to use. But yeah, both of them, I'd say both of them have their purposes. If you use scissors a bit more, then scissors will be good. Use pliers, same. These are good for pulling stuff out, cutting stuff, obviously. Can't really say what's better for you, it's just whatever you use the most. And then here's the blade. Pretty sharp, I think, and when you kind of squeeze it, they also cross over. So you can kind of get that full cut. They bevel into each other a little bit, if you can see that. And then here, the teeth are still pretty good on this one. Probably not super sharp, but they still hold. And I like how they come to a complete close like this as well, right on the end. Alright, next up we got the knife. So with the micra, you actually have to have this open and pull it out just like this. And then if you were to use it, you'd need to either half close this and use it as a blade like that, or completely close it and use it like this. And then for the squirt, got to close it up. And then there's the blade. The blades, I'd say, are pretty much the same. Just the tip is slightly different. This one's a chiseled and this one looks like it's rounded. But yeah, not too much difference there. They're both cut pretty much the same. You can sharpen it if you want. I will say that having the blade on the outside makes it a little bit easier to access if you just want to open a quick package or something. Just easier just to have that, just to do that, than to open the whole thing. Alright, next up is the file. So this squirt has more of a wooden file and a metal file, which I like a lot more. The micra has The micro has more of just a nail file, which is not as abrasive, obviously, and then a little pick here. So yeah, if I were to pick, I'd say this tool is a little bit more useful for me, where I probably wouldn't use this tool as much. All right, next up we got, so yeah, the micro has a Phillips tool. Here's the micro Phillips tool, and you do have one on the squirt, but you can see that it's actually a lot smaller. So yeah, sometimes obviously the longer one's more helpful into getting areas where you might have other stuff in the way, so you can kind of like slide it through. And then this one has a slightly bigger end, and this one's slightly smaller. All right, both have bottle openers. This one has a little bottle opener on the end, and then also a little tapered end here, maybe a little screwdriver or something for wedging into stuff. The P4 has a similar thing, but just a standalone tool by itself. You can see this one is almost chiseled on both sides, where this one is just chiseled on one side. This one is actually chiseled off at the end, so I guess you can use it more like a flathead screwdriver if you need to. And then on squirt, it's a bottle opener and then the flathead on this side, 2 in 1. And then the last tool for the micro is actually the tweezers. So yeah, you can see here's the tweezers, all one piece, so you won't lose it. And then here you can see the tip, pretty precise. And then the last tool for the P4 is this awl, which I find super helpful. It's kind of like a little blade, good for opening packages or envelopes or stuff like that. You can stick it in, has a little tapered edge here, and then just a point on the end. So yeah, let's open it all up and see. And here it is, side-by-side comparison. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tools on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The micro actually has an 8th tool if you count the ruler. Just show you that quickly. So yeah, here's the rule on the back. I don't really use it too much unless you're measuring something really small, but it's hard to kind of butt it up against each other to make it completely flat. But you can see on the top and bottom, they got centimeters and inches. But yeah, really more just of a quick gauge of how long something is. You can see here how much is out, just if I fold it out naturally. So yeah, you always got to be careful to try to butt it up if you're trying to measure something. But yeah, naturally it like pops out a little bit. All in all, 2 pretty cool tools, I think. I'd say the main benefits of the squirt is everything opens up on the side with it closed, so you can access the tools easier when you want to get one thing. This is pretty handy to have. It does protect your tools with this little cover. But if you use scissors more, this is probably going to be more helpful for you if you use the scissors all the time. I think all the other tools here is pretty secondary. And then for this one, if you use pliers, obviously a little bit more handy to have. But yeah, hope that's helpful. Hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.